Hi guys. So today I only have one student. All the boys are out and they're busy. So this is Mr. Supancic. You can say hi.
Hi.
So I'm gonna have to modify the lesson a little bit just because I just have one student, but I'm gonna also kind of hop in at other points. For the most part, this is a fifth grade science class, and for the most part they'd be in their desk, but while we go through the lessons I'll tell you where they're at. So right now all the students would be sitting down at their desk, pencil and paper ready. Okay. So, class, do we know what genes are? Mr. Zupancic, do you have an idea of what a gene is?
I do.
Okay, what is it?
Gene is a part of a human chromosome cell that is inside a person's body, and it could be passed down from your parents down to generation.
And what things do our genes decide on?
Well, they decide your hair, color of your eyes, your height, your weight, and your body makeup.
Okay. Can you think of any behaviors or things in the environment that can change or alter our genes? And right now I'm gonna have you take your piece of paper, and you have these writing utensils that you can work with, and you could just draw out maybe one or two things that you think would change or affect a gene.
Am I supposed to draw it and speak as I'm doing it, or just
You're
draw
gonna
it?
draw it, and then I'll have you do the next part. So this is our opening activity before we actually start the lesson plan or lesson. Okay, so now as a class, we're gonna show our drawings to each other and explain briefly what we drew and why we think it affects our genes. So can you show the class?
I drew water as a faucet and water. I'm not a very good drawer, but I figured that water in the environment, if it's contaminated and so forth, has irregularities in the water, can affect the human body, which could affect the gene, and can have some type of birth defect.
Okay, I like it. You can go ahead and flip your paper over for the next activity. Okay, let's expand our understanding of behavioral and environmental effects on genes by researching some information on this topic. So what we're going to do, class, is we're going to get our computers out, and as you see, we still have our piece of papers with us. We're going to research what things, what behavioral and environmental things can affect our genes. And we are going to write on a piece of paper what arguments that people make about it. So, like you had said, the water might change somebody's genes, but somebody else might argue that the water would have no effect at all on genes. So we're going to look at a few articles and take some notes on the different angles that are presented with this argument. So for this, I'm going to let you see this article, and then it really starts from right here. So you can kind of start reading right here, and then you see how that just anything that might affect your genes. And remember, this is the way you might take it. So during this time, if I had a class full of students, obviously having computers or technology out can be kind of tricky, just because you want to make sure that they're on task. So I would walk around and see that they're on the correct sites, that if they need any help with anything, they can ask questions. And I'm just gonna give Mr. Zupancic some time to take notes. This strategy that I'm using is use a search engine to find connections